Wait, now he will go on a break? Right when things are as most exciting, he will go on a break. Okay, that is not good news. Although I wouldn't exactly call this chapter exciting, it's more of the fact that there is a suspenseful dread in the air. We know the deadline of Armageddon. Endeavor knows the deadline of Armageddon. Only the students do not know the deadline of Armageddon. So the biggest question is, will something happen in between Armageddon and this? Or will all of the despair be saved until Armageddon? Well, this is me, the Angry Anime Fan, and this is Boku no Hero chapter 248. Unfortunately, we don't see the girls, but it's pretty funny that we actually see a cover picture of Suyu and Uchako together with Ryu and Nejire in, doing on their patrol. I mean, they all of them can fly. I mean, Suyu can't fly, but she stick to walls, so it's basically she can still keep up with them. It's a nice picture, but I really hope we would have followed them this time. But no, it does not. The Angry Anime Fan here with chapter 248 of Boku no Hero Academia. As Deku keep on philosophing about when he received the quirk, which was apparently when he was 14 years old. I mean, I know he got it from All for One, but it didn't really strike me as that he was 14 back then. How old is he now? 16? Well, the characters do not really age that much. So, with full Cal, he's be able to use it subconsciously, but he also knows that he has to master the power of them all. Endeavor apprehends a guy of a hit and runner, while Bakugo is still very pissed off that he cannot keep up that much. It's very satisfying that one of the sidekicks is actually saying in his mind that Bakugo is extremely petty. Yeah, he is. He is extremely petty. So, well, either way, Shoto just suddenly begins to talk on how the way he was shooting feet from his feet, so very accelerated. Almost like he's trying to, he's trying to analyze his father's powers in order to fully utilize his own. Although Bakugo just completely says that he's ripping off his explosion, which I don't know if that is the case. Even if that's the case, it's not who would want to rip off a lame-o like Bakugo. Regardless, however, they go to the main road as they keep on dashing while Endeavor begins to talk about many things. It's kind of funny though that I mean, a lot of people have said that Endeavor and Bakugo are very similar, and they are very similar. They're both egotistical, they're both jerks, and they're both, high and mighty. Although Endeavor is very slowly realizing his I am mighty, Bakugo refuses to admit who he is not. It is still kind of funny of the fact that the sidekick called in his mind Bakugo petty, and the fact that Bakugo has balls to say to Endeavor that he is petty when saying he noticed the thing just further shows how similar Bakugo and Endeavor really are. He gets even more of the fact that he says to Bakugo that you do have power, but the way you are right now, you will not surpass me. So why do I have a feeling he will surpass him anyway? Because, well, it's Bakugo. We all know that Bakugo do not let himself get discouraged. No, unlike Deku who gets fired up, he only decides, oh, bring it on, let's do this. So, he's still in sign of disagreement while they all keep on talking many different things. So later on when they eat lunch, he begins to talk to Deku about how he's drawing the momentary force of the maximum power. And he asks if he can do it subconsciously. So Deku says that with his full Cal he can, but for his air forms he still has to think about it. So Endeavor says that he should learn how to use air force subconsciously. Forget about your secondary ability for now. Even though Deku feels like that will limit him, here suddenly Endeavor gives a speech of a little bit of wisdom. I mean, don't get me wrong, Endeavor can be a jerk, but his denying of him being in the #1 hero now is not for show. He maybe have been a very unpleasant person to a lot of people, but he is still skilled. The fact that he can say something like this shows that he has experience. He's saying that every person does something subconsciously on a daily basis, whatever, if it's driving or doing anything else. And he's also saying no matter how strong or powerful an ability may be, the power is built on the foundation of smaller parts stacked on top of each other one by one. But he does say that All Might was the exception, which is kind of ironic, as we all know that All Might didn't have a quirk. He just mastered All for One quirk, main superpower, because, well, he was just that talented. So he says to them that they will gain experience to do here, and that the power they fostered at school can now be making their own. So that so whatever you success or fail, it will have zero effect on my work as endeavor. It's basically a little bit like, come on, let's do this. But the way he talked about subconscious behavior is a very nice twist of it all. Deku is fired up, but then we're saying to 1 week later, where Fuyumi is actually calling her father and saying that bring them over to our place today. I'll make the best dinner you ever seen. So, well, that's unexpected. The three caballeros are now going to meet Fuyumi, or the two of the caballeros are gonna meet Fuyumi. Well, the fact is that we saw Fuyumi this arc in the beginning, and am I still really the only one who feels like something is off about that scene? I mean, she seems to be the only one who calls her father. I mean, we don't know anything about Fuyumi, really. We know from extra material that she apparently is a school teacher, and she do that as a way to atone for failing to protect Shoto. And she is the second child of the Endeavor family, of the Todoroki family. So the bigger question now is, why this dinner? I mean, some people begin to say that maybe the death flag is on Fuyumi, not Endeavor. When I think about it, that actually would be an even more emotional input for Shoto. Because despite everything that Fuyumi seems to blame herself for, it seems that Shoto honestly loves his sister. So what happened if Fuyumi dies? She seems to be the only one trying to maintain the family together. Although it's actually not known yet how much that is doing to her. Because as I said before, do we really know Fuyumi? What if she's a hidden villain? I mean, that could also be the case. It could just be that she is who she is, a very kind-hearted girl. But the stress of having of her oldest brother disappearing, her two younger brothers in different places, and not to mention a father that's very neglectful and only focusing on hero duty, and a mother that's chronically ill. It would surprise me if she did not have some kind of PST or something. How can she maintain the family so well? There seems to be something about her I am missing. But I guess we'll find out. Alas, we won't find that out this next week, because it will be on a break. But the end of our internship arc starts. We still have no idea what to expect. But you can give me your thoughts if you have any.